Hey, what's good, everybody? So, I'm here to talk about how I use ChatGPT for my research and my work basically throughout my day, in my office work, in all different forms of work that I do. So, the very first thing is that if you are afraid of ChatGPT and if you think that ChatGPT can actually take your job, that's not totally true. If you treat ChatGPT as your junior developer, you just do all of your stuff on your own, but sometimes you outsource the tasks, some of the tasks that I'm going to show in this video. How do I outsource those tasks? So if you outsource those tasks to ChatGPT rather than writing it yourself to increase your productivity, you are gonna be awesome. And yeah, so let's just start the video. Let's say you're making a React application or a React component that basically fetches from an API and then stores some values in its state. Okay, I want to make a React component that does so and so that does fetch from an API and stores the response in a state. Let's try this. Cool. So this has a function which is then called in the use effect hook, which basically fetches all of your data. You can actually use this as your boilerplate code in your application to fetch any form of data and then store it in a particular state. So this is an application of what you can do with ChatGPT. Okay, this is very simple. Let's say you have the response back. So I'm just telling you the tricks and tips and everything what I use in ChatGPT. I could actually give ChatGPT that okay, fetch this particular API and then give me the code for it. It can do it, but this is how I like to do my stuff because it's really easy. I mean, you have to understand the code which ChatGPT writes. It's not just like copy and paste, but you can outsource your task. So just to write all of this, you will actually have to spend like 4 or 5 minutes maybe. But with ChatGPT, you can just do a prompt and then just copy paste this stuff, replace your API call, link the base URL, and you get the data back. So this is how you can increase your productivity in React while working with ChatGPT. Okay, this was a very fair, simple example. But let's say we are trying to do we are trying to make an application where we have a structure where we have the data which is formatted like this. Let's say it's called first name, maybe Ash, last name, and da 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 da. And let's say you have this. Okay, now for some reason you don't want data in this format and your UI requires a way to transform this data to a different shape, let's say. For that I actually use ChatGPT a lot, because if you were to do this, you need to have a little bit of data structure and algorithms knowledge to transform this data to a way. Let's say I want to have data in this format. So I want the key to be the first name, so let's say Ash, and then I want the values to be last name, whatever, and whatever. So if I want this, and then I could like use these key value pairs to just, let's say, whatever, for whatever reason you want this to be your final data output, so that you can map it to a UI. You can actually just do it easily. If you were to do it manually by your own, you will actually have to write a lot of not a lot of, but you have to write a loop and then have an empty object where you place the object key as the first name and then the values as last name and age. So that would require a little bit of a task, and if you are not really very familiar with the objects and loops and everything, it will take a little bit of time for you. I mean, you have to spend a lot of time on data structure and algorithm if you want to be a good developer. But let's say you already know the basics how these things work, but you just want to save your time. That is where the ChatGPT comes in, and it acts as your junior developer, which gives you all of these ready-made things so that you focus on the main business logic of the application. So let's say I'll just what I'll do is I'll just copy this into ChatGPT, and I'll say please convert the above data structure to um, we'll just provide it a generic thing, so first name here and last name whatever, and yeah, let's just put last name whatever and age whatever. So yeah, please convert the above data structure to this format. Not just convert, please give me a JavaScript code to convert this data, the above data structure, to the below format. There you have it. You just saved yourself like 5 or 10 minutes and a lot of thinking. So if you already know what's going on behind this code, you are good to go. But if you don't know what's going on behind this code, you should definitely first learn the data structures and algorithm, and then outsource your things to ChatGPT so that you can save yourself some a large amount of time. So let me just run this code and let's just see what happens. And there you have it, as 2 3 4 5. So this is what we wanted, right? So this is how you can leverage chat gpt in your data structures and algorithm. Also, the third thing what I do is, let's say I have an algorithm that I don't really understand, and I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So what I will just do is I'll paste that whole algorithm. So basically, let's say if you don't understand what's going on behind the scenes, can you explain me what's happening in here in layman terms, let's say. So as you can see, it will summarize the whole algorithm for you, so that you don't have to really dig into each and every part and then look and try to console log every time and figure out what's really going on. This is a very small algorithm, and when you're using, let's say, load dash or a library which actually does a lot and lot of manipulation in your data. So basically transforming your data from one shape to completely different shape. This is really crucial. So it becomes really crucial to just have it's really handy to just have chat gpt explain you all of this stuff what's going on, and then you can tweak it, or you can do whatever you want to do with that information. So yeah, okay. uh, Jumping on to the next section, which is UI using your ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is not really well versed with creating a very fancy UIs, but you can actually save a lot of time by not writing your syntax by your own, but having ChatGPT write it for you. So let's say you are trying to build a website which has a nav bar, which has a lot of different components. So you can just outsource that task. If you were to do it manually, what you will do is, you got the idea, right, what I'm trying to say. So rather than writing all of this on your own, what you can do is, I want to make a nav bar for my website which has three sections, left, right and center, with left left contains logo, center one contains 5 links to different pages of my website, and the right one contains a logout button. Please make a HTML and CSS structure for it. So basically it will write all of the flex box thing, so it's aligned right, left and center properly, so you can save yourself a lot of time by just defining what you want, and it will just give you all of the code. Obviously you will have to go ahead and choose the colors, choose if you want to make the nav bar sticky, you will have to do a lot of different stuff. But if you just want to save a little bit of time by outsourcing your code, but by outsourcing your work a little bit, you can just do that clearly from here. So I just copied the HTML structure. I'll just copy my styles, put it in here, and I think I'm ready to go. So as you can see, it has created a nice logo, this section, and a logout button with nice colors. So if you're someone just trying to learn all of this stuff, don't do this, because if you do everything by ChatGPT, you don't really know what's happening. But if you're already a developer, you can actually outsource your tasks to ChatGPT. Also, I read somewhere, if you treat ChatGPT as your senior developer, you won't be surviving in the market for long, because obviously you don't know what you are trying to do with ChatGPT. But if you treat ChatGPT as your intern, a low paid intern or a junior developer, you will actually be doing a lot more productive work, because you know what's happening behind the scene, but you don't want to do it because you want to save time. If you know what's going behind the scenes when ChatGPT is doing all of this stuff, you are good to go, you are good to use ChatGPT. But if you are someone who's really starting to learn HTML, who's starting to learn React, learn CSS, don't go to ChatGPT and ask for stuff, because it's very tempting to see this created. If I say just create a hero section beneath it, it'll do it for me. But if I don't learn how to do those on my own, I don't have a long way in this market. So the other section that I use ChatGPT a lot for is creating a lot of placeholder content for my application. So let's say I'm building an application that is for, maybe let's say, I don't know, like maybe a book, maybe it's an online e-library kind of an application where you can rent books, or where you can read books and stuff. So what I can do is I am making a library application. I want to write its intro, or let's say hero, paragraph, and heading. Please help me write it. I am no prompt engineer, so my prompts are really layman terms. I don't believe in prompt engineering, because if you have to still learn how to use ChatGPT, then what's the use of using ChatGPT, right? Although you can, I don't know if they have some things like flag and everything, but if it's not really simple, it's not of any use, I guess. So yeah, I don't really believe in prompt engineering, so I just haven't learned it how to prompt efficiently, but it does my job pretty well. So I can just paste that over here, and let's just see. So yeah, as you can see, we have a little website which has a heading, and which has a little paragraph and everything. This is really good if you are someone freelancing, or if you are someone who if you are building a startup or something and you don't have a lot of content writers and you want to write your own content, but you're not as creative as the content writers, and you don't want to hire any of them, so you can just do this to uh, generate basically placeholder content for your application. And I feel there would be there is already a DALL-E API for ChatGPT, which can help you create different images as well, but more on that later. But yeah, this is how you actually use I actually use ChatGPT. And yeah, ChatGPT, think of ChatGPT as your junior developer or as your intern, which will help you to do things that you already know, but you don't want to spend time on doing it. If you're using ChatGPT as your senior developer and you are asking things you don't know and you're just copy pasting stuff from ChatGPT, just learn the things first, learn all of the HTML, CSS, JavaScript on your own, and then just to save yourself some time, you can do that. Basically, if I were to go ahead and write this content, it would have taken me like hours. If I would just make this navigation bar, I would have spent like let's say 5 or 10 minutes, and it just saved me a lot of time. And yeah, this is how I use ChatGPT, and this is how you can leverage ChatGPT as well. So thanks for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe.